20,000 fans through the gates will get their very own t-shirt of our Nets mascot. The National Basketball Association and the Brooklyn Nets are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior, such as fighting, throwing objects, using improper language or gestures, entering the court or interrupting court, speaking with engaging in any such behavior or subject to rejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations of these rules to the nearest public security or arena staff member. Thank you, and enjoy the game. Hey kids, free basketball night is taking place during our next home game, designed by local students in the area.
You can feel the anticipation in the air. We're in Las Vegas. Here we go. And the tip goes to the Nets. And the combination of NBA basketball with the single elimination format, you know the anticipation here is sky high.
Oh, the Eastern semifinals of the NBA Cup knockout round. It's win or go home. So these two teams have come to play.
And the starting group for Chicago. Josh Giddey out there with Ivy. Then it's Buzelis. Then there's Zach Collins. And it's Okoro in at the small forward position. Here's Collins. After the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Giddey. Off the left rim and out. Smith with it. Coming off an unbelievable high-scoring game. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
And one thing that's fun to watch, when Josh Giddey grabs a defensive rebound and goes coast to coast, RJ.
Yeah, that's when he is at his best. Ball is in his hand. Out in space, playing with speed.
A 6'8" point guard, Josh Giddey's length gives him a massive advantage, Grant.
Oh, it does, B.A. He's too big for opposing ones to guard. It's tough putting a wing on him, and Giddey just makes you change your defensive game plan.
Chicago with the ball. It's a 5-point game. And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And sometimes defenders just forget how tall Giddey is. I mean, the 6'8" guard is solid finishing inside.
Pass to Smith. Over Giddey. And there's another one for the Nets.
And how great are they playing? 4 for 4 shooting to start this one.
Here's Buzelis. Chicago passing it around. Ivy outside. Clock at 6. Jacks up a 3. Porter pulls it in. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start to the wing, right side. Pass to Smith. Oh, he gets it to go. So far, he can't miss. He's 4 for 4.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly, that was their game plan coming in.
And here's Collins, guarded by Sharp. To the paint. Giddey against Smith. That's good from Giddey on the assist by Collins.
What's not to like? He's been really good so far. Good start.
Here's Smith. Give him 8 points now. Over Giddey. And there's another one for Brooklyn.
The big story thus far, how well they've shot the rock.
The Bulls trail by 7. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Thanks. Well, it took a while this summer, but the Bulls were finally able to get an extension done with their bright young point guard, Josh Giddey. In a buyer's market, they could afford to bargain for a team-friendly deal. And after some overreaches in the past, their disciplined approach stands out.
A good strategy. Thank you, Shams. Now here's Smith. He's got 10. Down low. Here's Minot. And he slams it in one-handed.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Here's Ivy. 9-point game. And here's Giddey, coming off a terrific game against Cleveland. That one drops for him.
Yeah, I just love the game of Giddey. Looks for others first. A great guy to play with.
The Nets have gone a perfect 7 for 7. Here's Smith. Hey, he's now 6 for 6. He is cooking right now.
That guy is perfect from the field, making major contributions to this lead.
And Giddey has got the ball here for the Bulls. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, showing off his moves. Giddey can be pretty sly with the ball.
Giddey against Smith. And he sinks it again. 7 of 7 from the field now.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
And here's Ivy from the arc. Three-pointer, Buzelis. And so it's Brooklyn. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Just pounding the... change here for Brooklyn.
Substitutions on the court.
Shot from the inbound. Smith with the rebound.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
We've got Demon. He's out there with Smith. Michael Porter out there with Sharp. And it's Minot in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And just totally relentless. Only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Mr. Moves in that last game against the Hawks was simply terrific. He finished with 47 points and he was very efficient with his shooting with a solid percentage in both field goals and free throws. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Thanks, Allie. Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
Expect them to go to him early and often. Don't want to let that hot hand go to waste.
And yep, it's good. Giddey's got 11 points.
His shot has been on point from the opening tip. He's pretty much kept them in the game.
Here's Smith. And a nice finish on the layup. And the Nets lead by 15.
And he's made his mark on offense especially. They got to be thankful he's on their spot.
Giddey scanning the floor. Collins outside. Off target from three-point range.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
With the step back, Smith with it, and it's Giddey picking him up. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
He is torching a defense that simply has no answers for him.
The Bulls trail by 17. Here's Ivy. He's got a piece of it. Smith outside. Pass to Minot. And he banks in the layup. Minot's got his second basket.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And here's Ivy from the arc. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer.
And just nails the three. Way to close the quarter.
He knew exactly how he wanted to do it, too. There was no doubt in his mind that it was going to fall.
I see some tough opponents. This is when you find out how much dog you've got in you.
Well, it should bring out the best in these guys. I expect them to rise to the...
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Nets. Thanks for tuning in.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. Back after this. And we welcome you once again for the second half of play here at the NBA Cup semifinals. Richard, looking at your career, 17 years in the league. How'd you survive the grind of a regular season that many years?
Well, one, you got to take care of your body, and two, evolution is the key to success. I was a different player when I was year 3 than I was at year 15. You have to continue to evolve.
And for Chicago, let's take a look. Isaac Okoro is out there with Buzelis. Then there's Ivy, then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Collins in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Ooh, like an artist getting creative in the air. He can finish above the rim in a lot of ways, and they're all fun.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? Pass to Buzelis. The 3 is up. Another 3 for Chicago.
Yeah, this demonstrates how confident Buzelis is. He knows he can be lethal off the catch.
Up top, Smith. Giddey defends. Back to Smith. 5 on the clock. Ooh, the dunk by Smith.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that finish shows you how dangerous he can be as a passer and a finisher.
No one covering.
Excellent execution coming out of the break. They've taken 3 shots and made 3 shots.
And so the timeout by Jordi Fernandez here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Nets leading by 12. Stolen by Giddey. Here's the break. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Yeah, how about Giddey tonight? Scoring the ball, such a different matchup. I don't know who they can throw at him right now.
Well, Grant, last season, the Nets retired number 15, the jersey of Vince Carter.
Yeah, half man, half amazing. In his half-decade in New Jersey, making 3 All-Star teams, 2 as a starter, and joins his former teammate Jason Kidd amidst the 7 jerseys we see hanging above us. Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Pass to Smith. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Shot clock at 6. The baseline J. And there's another one for the Nets.
They're in strong position coming down the stretch, and he is a big reason why.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. RJ, looking back at the trade that sent Durant from the Nets to the Suns, what a deal for Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was 4 first-round picks and a swap from the Suns. Also, the Nets got Mikal Bridges, who they shipped to the Knicks for 5 more first-rounders. Now that's how you reboot a team.
Williams is checked in for Michael Porter. And the Bulls also making a change. Jones, he's checked in for Giddey.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Last 2 minutes to play. Third quarter.
Smith against Jones. Smith passes to Williams. A nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 10 points in just the second half.
These defenders really need to man up, particularly in the lane.
Ivy outside. Collins a screen. Fades back. Ivy's shot is off.
Nice work defensively. Meeting him up top and forcing the miss.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. The Chicago Bulls retiring the jersey of hometown hero and former league MVP Derrick Rose. His coach with the Bulls, Tom Thibodeau, said, "The true measure of a man is how he handles adversity, and nobody did it better. He always found a way to rise above, and there's no question in my mind he is a Hall of Fame player." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. Jones, the pass to Okoro. Back to Jones. Up and over Smith. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Brooklyn leading by 16. .35 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Minot. 4 on the clock. That 3's off the mark. The Bulls trail by 16. Now Ivy, a reliable offensive contributor, putting up almost 14 a game. stop the drought. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on the...
Chicago going with an almost entire new group here. Collins, he's checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Yabusele. Okoro is checked in for Simons. And Ivy subbed in for Jones. We've got Sharp, Dimon out there with Smith. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Minot in at the 4-man spot. So that's the Nets 5. Smith passes to Porter. For 3, Dimon. Here's Minot. Back to Sharp. Pass to Smith. Second chance shot, and he sinks the layup. Smith's got 14 points now in the second half.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, look at Giddey stealing the spotlight. What a jam.
Brooklyn leading by 23. Smith outside. And as it goes out of bounds, Brooklyn able to keep possession. So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Well, some lament the death of the mid-range jumper in today's game. Grant, you got any fixes?
Well, some have suggested cutting out the corner threes. If the three-point line was only like above the break, teams would probably need to rely more on that mid-range.
And so here is Chicago. Left side, Giddey. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
I like seeing Giddey challenge defenses like this, making them compromise in the process.
And a new group getting ready for Chicago. Smith, he's checked in for Collins. Yabusele comes in for Buzelis. Simons is checked in for Okoro. And it's Trey Jones in for Ivy. For 3, Smith gets the 3 to fall. Smith's got 41.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
Smith against Jones. Pass to Clowney. Back to Smith. Just 4 to shoot. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Smith's got 43 points.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Nets.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
BA, it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
Looking at this year so far, this will make 22 wins for them. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Mr. Moves.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
Traore gets the bucket.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Yabusele finds Simons. Takes a 3. Claxton with a rebound. Pass to Smith. And stolen by Jones. Oh, and a fast break for Chicago. Now here's Smith. So we see the Nets taking the W here. And they advance to the championship.
The win was impressive.
Some nights it doesn't hit you until...
Over to you, BA.
All right, thanks, Jennifer. And